Hello, my friends. It's Debra Poneman, founder of Yes to Success, where we share knowledge and tools for you to live your ultimate life and ageless longevity for your brain, body, and future. And I am coming to you this week from the magical town of San Miguel de Allende, Mexico, where I am leading a retreat surrounded by about 20 of the most beautiful people on the planet who came here to experience knowledge and the stunning architecture and the cobblestone streets and the joyful celebration of Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. And yesterday, our group created a beautiful altar, an ofrenda filled with marigolds and candles and sugar skulls and photos of and gifts for our beloveds who have left this world. And as we each placed flowers and pictures and candles and mementos, something extraordinary happened. The atmosphere shifted. It felt as if the veil between worlds grew thinner, as they say it happens on the Day of the Dead. And the room filled with so much love and joy and a profound peace of presence. And we felt so deeply connected to our loved ones across time, space, and even dimensions, to the love that made us who we are. You know, in Western culture, we often treat death as something to be feared, something tragic, something final. But in Mexico, death is embraced as part of life's sacred cycle, not an ending, but a continuation. And the Day of the Dead is not a time of mourning, it's a time of celebration, of love that never dies, of relationships that transcend the physical, and of the eternal soul that lives on. People create these ofrendas in their homes and they fill them with flowers and food, and as I said, candles and water and incense and photographs, not to worship the dead, but to welcome them home. It's believed that once a year, the souls of our departed loved ones return to visit, and they're drawn by the fragrance of the marigolds and the light of the candles and the taste of their favorite foods. And it's a time when the living and the dead reunite, not in sadness, but in joy and remembrance. When we honor our ancestors, we do something very powerful. We anchor ourselves in the stream of life. We remember that we didn't appear out of nowhere. We're part of a long and unbroken lineage of love and courage and resilience. You know, some of our ancestors endured unimaginable challenges: poverty, wars, displacement, oppression, and yet they persevered. And here we are. I mean, every breath we take is built upon their prayers and their hopes and their sacrifices. When we light a candle for them, when we whisper their names, when we tell their stories, which we did at our altars yesterday, we're not just remembering the past, we're activating their strength within us. Their light becomes our light. Their love becomes our protection. Their wisdom becomes our compass. And here's the beautiful truth: they're not gone. They're simply in a dimension of love that we can't see with our physical eyes, but through the eyes of the soul, through stillness, through prayer, through remembrance, we can feel them. So often the spiritual journey is seen as going upward, transcending the material world, reaching for higher states of consciousness. But there's also a downward movement, rooting deeply, deeply into the earth, into our lineage, and to gratitude for those who came before us. When we connect to our ancestors, we're grounding our spiritual growth in love and humility and saying, I'm not alone. I am part of something vast and sacred. In fact, many spiritual traditions teach that unresolved patterns, fears, traumas, limiting beliefs can travel through generations until they're healed. When we honor our ancestors, we bring light to those patterns and liberate. our lineages. By blessing those who came before us, we not only free them, we free ourselves. So, if you'd like to feel that connection more deeply today, like we're doing here in Mexico, here's a simple practice you can do. Create a small altar for yourself. It can be just a candle, a flower, and a photo of someone you love who has passed on. Just sit quietly in front of the altar and speak their name out loud and thank them for their love, for their lessons, for their courage, in some cases, for your life. Then close your eyes and feel their presence. You might experience a sense of warmth or fragrance, or most likely just memories. You might shed a tear or two, or you might just experience peace. And if there's a message they'd like you to receive, ask them and then listen with your heart. This isn't imagination, it's communion because love never dies, it just changes form. So, as we celebrate the Day of the Dead here in Mexico, I invite you to celebrate the Day of the Living because those who came before us are still alive in our hearts, and every breath we take, and every act of kindness, courage, and love we bring into the world. So, may this Dia de los Muertos be a time of remembrance, gratitude, and joy. And may you feel the embrace of those who loved you when they were here on earth in the best way they could. And they still love you now. So have a wonderful day. I send my love, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.